I are back in the Lake District, and I think we were last here in October, and we came back up again this weekend for a cycling event that I had, the Fred Whitten Challenge, which was a very interesting experience, I'll say that, but more about that in a different video. Today the plan is going to be doing some running and lifting. This morning it's around, oh, just dropped my phone. It's just before 9 AM, and plan is to do a 10-mile loop of Derwent Water, which I wanted to do in October, but it was mostly flooded. But we're having some amazing weather at the moment, considering it's only the middle of May.
It literally, the weather couldn't be more stunning. It's like low 20 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. So it's going to be beautiful, I think, isn't it?
And then this afternoon I'll be hitting a push session in the gym. So lots to fit in today's video. And I'm looking forward to getting back to the old bread and butter, some running and lifting. The last few months have been a little bit disrupted, getting ready for my Hyrox, getting ready for this cycling event. So really looking forward to today. But anyway, do you think we should head off?
I think so.
Let's get after it. We're about 3 or 4 miles in, and we're running on some absolutely beautiful trails. Like, we're flitting between nice shaded wooded bits and then like amazing panoramic views of the lake. But this is one of my first few runs with my new running watch, finally upgraded to a Garmin. I think this is the Forerunner 965, which has been out for some time now, but it is so much better than what I was running with before, which was the Apple Watch SE, which, as someone that runs a fitness YouTube channel, it's pretty embarrassing, right? In fact, it's literally the one that Lil's wearing now, so yeah, it's actually quite embarrassing to be running with you, Lil. Absolutely stunning bit of trail there, but we're pretty much at the opposite end of the lake to where we started. So we're just looping back around now. Only about 3 miles to go.
I actually can't get over how stunning it is.
This is where Lil usually twists her ankle, because she's just doing this the whole run.
At least if I do roll my ankle, to be fair, you will get it in HD.
What a day. What do you reckon? Fancy a swim? It's going to be cold. Kind of hoping for a nice sandy beach. Woo! I keep stubbing my toes. So that was probably the least aesthetic entry and exit from a lake that 2 people have ever done. It was just so slippy.
Yeah, it truly was very slippy. It would have been very hard to do that nicely.
Sharp pointy rocks that were also just covered in algae, and the water was freezing. So anyway,
we got it done.
Yeah, we got it done. But a nice refreshing end to a pretty stunning 15k run. It was a nice easy recovery pace. I'm not really sure, my new watch is talking to me in miles, so I don't really know how that translates to kilometres.
Mine says 550.
550 per kilometre.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a busy couple of days with the bike ride. We did quite a bit of hiking yesterday, but nice to get it in. So we're going to get changed, head into town, grab a coffee and some breakfast, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit for my push session this afternoon. See you then. Hiya, can I get a latte please and a pistachio croissant? So it's now the afternoon and I'm fed and showered after this morning's run and managed to drop Lil off at local park. She's enjoying the sun and I've come to a gym. It's called the Gym Works in Ambleside. If any of you guys have been here, looks pretty decent online. I'm hoping you can get a day pass. I haven't checked. Otherwise it'll be squats and burpees in the car park. But as I said earlier, the last few weeks for me have been pretty crazy. A powerlifting competition last month, a High Rocks a couple of weeks ago, and then this cycling event only 2 days ago. So looking forward to getting back into the swing of just routine training. Today it's a push day, so I'm going to do some squats, relatively lightweight, relatively low volume because of the amount of work I've been putting through these legs the last few days. And then after that, I'm going to do some pushing movements with the upper body. Because I'm no longer training specifically for a powerlifting competition, I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed with the movements that I pick. So expect some dumbbell presses, which it feels like I haven't done for at least a year. But hopefully going to be in and out within an hour because it's 3:30 now. And unfortunately, me and Lil are driving home later this evening. Back to reality. I'm on night shifts on ICU from tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. So going to make the most of this now, and I'll see you in there. So 3 out of 4 sets of squats done, and it's a great gym, but there is no air conditioning, so I am sweating my tits off. And added to that, because I'm away on a holiday, I forgot to bring my squat shoes, my knee sleeves, and my weightlifting belt. So today I'm truly raw, which is fine, but you know when you're feeling a little bit fragile, you just need that extra support. I think today's one of those days. Anyway, last set of squats and on to some bench press. Last month for my powerlifting competition, I managed to hit 135 kilograms for a pause rep. That was my second attempt. I failed my third attempt on 140 kilograms. So right now I'm starting close to 60% of that initial weight and working my way up from there. 4 sets of 8 pause today on the flat bench. I'm going to follow that up with some incline dumbbell press. Alongside that, of course, I'm hitting some accessories, and I think my bench press suffered in my competition last month just from the amount of volume that I was able to fit in alongside my running. Bench is one of those lifts where volume really matters. And I know what some of you are thinking, why haven't I tried to lower the seat on the bench? I promise you, I have tried, it just doesn't seem to want to lower. I think it's an incline bench or something, but I knew it'd be grinding on some of you because it's definitely grinding on me. off with 2 sets of 10 at 30 kilograms on the incline dumbbell press. And I've had to go down a weight. As I said, I have not done this exercise for months and months, if not at least a year. Thought I was stronger than I was. Hopefully these next 2 sets with the 27.5s will feel a little bit easier. And then it's going to be a quick superset of some triceps and some lateral raises, and then I'll be off home. Good workout. So, all done with that session. Finished within an hour, so that's always a bonus. But overall, a pretty good day of training. Feels like I'm back on the wagon after a few weeks of what I describe as slightly unorthodox programming, with a cycling race, a high rocks, and a powerlifting competition. You know, every session that I've come to, I've sort of been looking ahead to the weekends and been thinking, is this going to overly fatigue me? Is this going to risk an injury unnecessarily? So it's hard to build momentum in your training when you're doing events every other weekend. So looking ahead to the next few months, going to knuckle down, put in some hard work, and hopefully address some of those goals that I've had on the back burner. Things like hopefully a new 5k PB, and things like building some of the strength and conditioning in some of those other lifts outside of the squat, bench and deadlift in the gym. So it should be a lot of fun. But as always, subscribe down below if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing with my training and for more running, lifting and general fitness content. But otherwise, guys, I'll see you again next time. Looking forward to it.